Welcome back, everyone. It's Abdallah here with another exciting episode of the Fire Emblem Heroes Podcast, where we discuss all sorts of news and information for the popular mobile game Fire Emblem Heroes. Now, I'm joined here with our co-host, Roman. What's happening, dude?
Hi Abdallah, great to be here again. What an extensive update we've had. So much to talk about suddenly. Great to be here again. Let's do this.
Oh, man, it's good to have you. All of you guys show some love for Roman in the chat. All right, so there is actually a lot of stuff that have happened since our last podcast. Welcome to episode 7. What we're going to be doing is talking about many different topics today, such as Grand Conquest, a brand new mode, the summoning pool, 776. We're going to be talking about Grand Hero battles, Tempest Trials, Refinement, the brand new update, the little intricacies over there. And of course, at the very end, we'll talk about the event calendar to show you guys what else you guys can look forward to in the month of April and potentially later on. So I'm excited for it. If you guys are also excited, be sure to smash the like button, share the video, and of course, join the conversation via the chat right now, or of course, by using the hashtag on Twitter, FEH Podcast. And at the end, we're going to do a little bit of question and answer session. Submit your questions. We'll talk about them, discussion points, whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we're here for. Okay, Roman, talk to me about the Faye channel update. What happened with that? How did you enjoy that?
It was a lot better than the previous one. There was not like a big session with the owl Faye eating cake and getting cake stolen
right?
from her. It was chock full of content. There were a lot of satisfying things. Again, you didn't expect them to raise the hero merit limit that quickly, but they did.
Right.
And a lot of awesome refines, which they've announced beforehand, but we now know more about them, and we now have them, and it's great. I'm really looking forward to talk about this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. So if you guys didn't see I did a live reactions to the Faye channel update. It was just non-stop, like really awesome fan service. Like they were just taking care of us non-stop. So let's talk about the brand new mode that at the time of recording just got released today. Everything that happened in the Faye channel, we're going to be covering in here, so you guys can continue listening up. And if you guys want to watch my reactions to it, feel free to go check out that video too. So yeah, Roman, tell me about your first impressions on the brand new Grand Conquest mode inside Fire Emblem Heroes. Tell me about it. Like, what is this mode? For those of you guys who haven't even tried it yet, why don't you give us a little explanation of what this is?
Okay, so as a disclaimer, it didn't start on reset today, which for me is 9 in the morning. It started about 3 or 4 hours later, so I was already in university and I barely played this mode today. However, just to give a short gist, you have this map with the areas and you are randomly assigned to one of the 3 armies. And what's peculiar here is that the map, like, it's not symmetrical. So Anna has a little bit of a disadvantage actually, because she's in the lower right corner and she has she's a little bit she has to defend more fronts if I've seen that correctly, and Sharina only has to defend one or two choke points.
Okay.
And I'm on Team Sharina. I didn't really want to be on that, but sure. And well, you can do the battles, and they're like rival domain battles, and I auto battle them, but apparently it's way more point efficient to not auto battle them. You fight built units, unlike in rival domains. And you can use brigades again, units from your friends, and yeah, so it's quite a bit more difficult to win here than in rival domains. And yeah, there's also area bonuses. So for example, there's like a global infantry pulse going on, that your infantry has more charge specials,
Right, right.
bonuses to cavalry, or everything has guidance or something. It's really interesting. I haven't played it in really.
It's like you said, I mean, you don't get to choose what team you're assigned to. Let me know in the chat which teams you got assigned to. If you guys take a look over here, I'm on Team Sharena, and you can see that there's a countdown of when the rounds end, and it's there's so many different out realms. You can see, like, I'm in out realm number 843 right now. So there's many different like lobbies and groups for all the players to compete in. I'm not really sure how many people are in a specific out realm, but I guess you can take a look over here. Just judging from the screen, like Roman said, you start off with one of your teammates, one of these teams, and then you pick and choose these little battle spots to battle in. And of course, you can auto battle it to make things go a little bit easier. You've got the brand new stamina meter over here with the those little lances or whatever these crests are. So yeah, there's a cooldown for that. You can continue to battle. You can use even more of those crest items in order to multiply your score, and so on and so forth. So it's definitely an interesting mode. So yeah, what else do you think about it?
There are almost too many details about it to cover. It's one of the more complex modes they've introduced so far. It seems like Rival Domains was like a test for this.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, I have to read up on a lot on some of the tactics people use, how they manage the lances, the stamina system, because they are restored very slowly. You do earn more as time goes on, or with refill lances. I don't even know what to call them, but you can refill them and you earn them in battle, and you can also rise in tiers.
Yeah.
And with your score, you can increase your tier, and your tiers give different rewards. There's so much to cover about this, and yeah, we'll see. But it's a fun, big community event, and I think there are about 600 people per out round.
Okay.
And yeah, so everyone has like a different experience on their map. I've seen a lot of maps where Alphonse and Sharina dominate because they have a better starting position.
Yeah, so there's a lot of intricacies. The mode just came out, so give the mode a shot on your own. Of course, you can earn lots of rewards, as we saw from the Faye channel. We saw the rewards 1 through 10, but of course, you can get to tier 20 if you contribute a lot more points to scores. So you can see right now on screen, I'm just doing auto battle on the hard difficulty because I know that I can get really good scores with that one. Except for this, that's actually a bad run. That's because I use my infantry team. But nonetheless, I scored 720 points on that quick run over there. And you can see my GC tier is at tier 9 right now. So that meter fills up the more score you do. Of course, you can use more of the crests in order to Conquest Lance. I'm sorry, they're called Conquest Lances. And you can recover the stamina if you want to do that. But yeah, the rewards are pretty decent. I mean, it's really copy and paste every other one. And then they give you some of the refining stones. Unfortunately, when we were listening to the Faye channel, I was hoping that the tier 20 reward would be something really awesome. And I got really upset that I thought they would just copy and paste the every other reward. But I mean, they ended up doing that minus one more of these crests. So it's interesting. You get some small rewards in this extra mode. And if you guys take a look over here, it says that you only have like what, 1 day, days until Battle 1 ends. So Battle 1, you can get some of the rewards depending on how well you do. And of course, if you take a look at the second page of this, you can see the grand rewards. If you, I guess, if you're part of a team that has a lot of different areas. Is that right, Roman? Like you can get a whole bunch of feathers and whatnot if you have like 20 areas done? Like, what is this?
Actually, this is the first time I'm seeing that screen.
Oh, sure.
You got me there. I was not even aware of these area rewards.
Yeah, I'm thinking that just from our assumption, this just came out. I'm on Team Sharena, right? So I've got 11, as you guys can see right on screen over here. So currently, since I've got 11, my team's got 11 of them controlled, I'm going to get this tier reward here. And after the next battle, I'm assuming we're going to get even more areas. And later on, I don't know how many battles are going to be in the round, but hopefully we can get somewhere upwards to the 20. I'm a little... I don't know, you don't necessarily need these arena medals for anything, so I'm just kind of curious as to why that would be a reward, and there's like no Divine Dew or even more refining stones. Like, I don't know, it seems like a missed opportunity.
This is one of my gripes actually about other modes as well. Like I think some of the Blessed Gardens also give medals, or the I don't know, but there are definitely other modes that reward medals, and I don't feel like they're rewarding at all. There are some people who never play arena.
Oh sure.
But still, it really feels like a mismanaged resource. It's just it's like badges used to be, you know what I mean? Where you had thousands of them and use only 20 for a promotion. So it's yeah, they might have to find another way to spend money.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just think that like the real hero of this mode is just auto battle. And sure, like you can take on infernal difficulties, and you can just spend like all of your 8 stamina you can spend it on one battle. And if you do Infernal and you take over all of their different forts, you get the 20 KOs. I mean, you can get some massive points for just like one big old round, and you'll help contribute for your team very well. So I'm thinking that's what I'm probably going to end up doing if this is like a daily thing, or at least a limited time thing.
It might not be possible to reach tier 20 if you always just auto, but I don't know. Because the lances recover very slowly, apparently. So
that's right. And then if you want, you can absolutely purchase more lances with orbs, like you could with stamina pots for the main game. So it's interesting.
Wait,
spending orbs to get those things.
You can buy those with orbs?
Yeah. Yeah, if you run out of them, you can keep on going with it. So we got an all S over here. This is hard mode. We got 960. That's pretty much my standard for doing this right now, because I know that with this horse team that I have, we can just knock out that stuff. So anyway, I spent all that stuff. Let's continue on, right? We're not going to talk about Grand Conquest throughout the whole podcast here. Yeah. It's an interesting mode. Go check it out for yourself and just have a good time with it. If you figure out any little intricacies that we may have missed, definitely let us know in the comments. And of course, tweet us using FEH Podcast. All right, so Roman, you got your wish, right? You got your wish of the summoning pool.
Yes, I got.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
I got part of my wish. They did the unexpected and dropped all of the older 4 to 5 star units to 3 to 4 star. Everything I think released before September last year.
Yeah.
That could have broken your pity before now can't.
Yes.
What I would have wished in addition is to drop some of the 5-star exclusives like Mist and Jafar, but that's now nitpicking. This is a great step. This is a step in the right direction. Like this is really great. Although another minor gripe, it is now more difficult to pull things like Hinata, or the other fodder that you really specifically need one unit in a 3 to 4 star pool, and that has now bloated a lot more. So
sure,
but it's great overall.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about this for the longest time, and I think that's what sparked our first episode of the podcast, is like how we want to change the game. And then of course now, 7 podcasts later, we're jumping on board, and Intelligent System takes out all the, not all the garbage, but they take out a lot of units that definitely didn't justify being in that 5-star pool. And I know, raise your hand in the comments right now if you've ever been pity broken by a character that you don't even want, like Oscar, Matilda, there are some, like Merrick. There's a lot of crazy pity breakers that were out there, but now on these newer banners, going forward with whatever released after the Fae channel update, we don't necessarily have to worry about that bad of stuff breaking pity rates, right? A lot of you guys know. Man, that's crazy.
But this only applies to new banners. If you're still pulling on the string banner, you can still get pity broken by it.
Exactly. So if you're like, I really want like another Brave Ike. I would love Nephany for that Wrath. I would love that. But like, I'm afraid to go into this banner because it has all the junk just bloating it. So anyway.
I remember I felt a similar way back then during Norian Summer, because that was right when the 3-star, 4-star appearance rate shift happened.
Yeah.
And pulling on that banner just felt a lot worse than on the other more recent banners. It's kind of similar now.
Oh, absolutely. So a lot of the 4 to 5 star category units have dropped to 3 to 4 star. I'm not going to be pity broken by any Oscars and Matildas. It's really good. And of course, there's a lot of 5-star units that are still in that pool. So not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a step in the right direction, like you said. So pretty pumped for that.
Right.
All right. What else are we talking about? Okay, so we got some new units, right? We got some new units. And is this your favorite generation of Fire Emblem, Roman? Thracia 776? Thracia?
Well, I mean, I've talked about this on the previous podcast, that Fire Emblem 5, Thracia 776 is my favorite game in the franchise. It's only been released in Japan, so there are not that many Western fans.
Sure.
And I think I've shown you this. I made a Reddit thread about having 776 orbs when that banner came out. I didn't even plan for that, but the stars aligned. That thread made front page and was really popular, and it was crazy. But regardless, so yeah, this is finally they're putting the Lost Lord that was missing in the game. And yeah, it's great. They also put 2 new alternate versions of Reinhardt and Olwen on it, which
Right.
doesn't make me too thrilled for Reinhardt. It's expected, I guess, because now he's, for Fire Emblem Heroes players, the face of that game. And I guess Olwen tagged along. And that feels like half the banner, which doesn't make me too excited. But there you go. I see you saved your free poll.
Yes, I did save my free pull. We're gonna be trying to get that Master Sword in a little bit, but let's talk about these units. A lot of 776 fans.
I have to correct you. I can now whip out my German. It's called Meisterschwert.
Yes, I'm familiar with Meisterschwert. But I'm gonna call it the Master Sword because it sounds hilarious and it's like Legend of Zelda. So no, that's really cool. So let's take a look at these units one by one. Let's talk about them in a little bit more detail, and then of course we'll see exactly what's good about them, what is it worth pulling, etc., etc. So right off the bat, you've got 2 characters on this banner that are going to be vying for your red orbs. If you're a huge 776 fan, you're going to be wanting Leif, right? Or if you're a huge Reinhardt fan, you're going to be wanting Reinhardt, and you might get pity broken by the other one. So it's a little weird. I know that, like you were saying, a lot of the 776 fans were pretty upset at that fact, that like Reinhardt is like kind of overshadowing Leif a little bit. But yeah, I guess that's it. So tell us about Leif as a competitive unit. How does he work? What's so special about him? Why do I need to invest in another Sword Lord infantry? Like, what's the deal?
Well, I mean, nobody can force you to invest in another sword infantry.
Right.
But if you like the character, he is actually very, very solid. I was disappointed when I saw Light Brand does not have this encounter built in, because in the game, it's like what's it called, a rune sword that can it's counter from a distance and attacks the enemy's resistance, and that he can also use it to heal to a full HP, and none of that is really in the weapon here. Instead, it deals 7 extra damage when the opponent's defense is higher than their resistance by 5. And it also gives them 3 defense in addition. So he has stats that are very comparable to Ira, actually. He has 40 HP, 32 attack, 38 speed. I'm not sure why. 30 defense and 23 resistance. So very solid stat line. And really, the real star of his kit is not the weapon, but the B slot, which is unique to him. Stamina drink, or S drink, which I think this is some great. I don't like how they design Light Brand, but I really like how they design S drink, because it references jokingly how he is, in his own game, the only unit who doesn't get fatigued. Because there is a stamina system in that game, and if you use certain units for too many maps and they perform too many actions, they get fatigued and you can't use them in the next map. And he's the exception. He never gets tired. Because
that's kind of cool.
Like, you have to use him every map, so like he never gets, by design, like he never, like, because the mechanics lead to this, he never gets tired. So so in Tempest Trials, this would restore 99 HP at the start of every first turn, and also reduce his cooldown by 1. So like a little bit like the second effect is like Quick and Pulse basically, and the other one is a full heal basically on every battle. Which is pretty funny and also competitively very viable. Not the healing part, but the cooldown reduction part. So if you're building Leif, you actually have a lot of directions you can go with him. You can either just keep Lightsbrand, you can give him a Wodao, or you can give him a Slaying Edge. I've been doing a lot of calculations with him. I've tried what a few enemy phase with him, and use Quick and Pulse and S-Drink and the Slaying Edge and instant Astra or Ignis, or what if you initiate with an immediate Luna or something, or if you just keep his weapon and have an immediate Moonbow. Like, these are the kind of crazy things you can pull, and they are very interesting, and he's a very, very solid mixed phase unit, especially if you're going with the Luna Wodao route.
Yeah, and that sounds crazy. Like, I wasn't too excited for him, but the way that you're describing him with the Quick and Pulse and the S-Drink, I mean, that's some pretty cool cooldown acceleration there.
If
So
you think about it, you can stack cooldown reductions. So he starts with a -3. He's the only unit in the game who can do that at the start of battle. Well, without using infantry pulse. Of course, that's always an option. And I mean,
Yeah.
other units can do similar things with that, but he doesn't require any outside help. It's pretty fun to build him and to use him. And Lightbrand is almost. I mean, I tested all 3 weapons. They're about as effective damage-wise overall. If you compare phases, they're overall they're going to perform on a similar level, and it's very fun, and you just have a lot of options with him. And like he's not as good as Ira. That goes almost without saying. But we're going to tier him very very highly. Like we're thinking 9.0. And by the way, we're doing a tier list jam on Sunday. So like for people not aware what this is, we're going to be in the big servers Discord channel for the tier list jams, and you can all chime in and give your opinions where you want units tiered, and you can see our process. And we do this regularly with every new banner, and it's a really fun experience. And
yeah, it's fun.
Definitely come and
there's a lot that goes on to whenever some new characters come out and where you place them on tier. It's really cool to see that. So yeah, go check it out. All right, so let's move on. We got Nana over here. We've got Nana. Apparently she's got Absorb, Restore, Heavenly Light, Speed Res 2, and Drive Defense. So, I mean, how do you feel about Nana? I mean, she doesn't have any Dazzling Staff ability. I mean, yeah, what?
Honestly, I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed in her as well. Just like with Lachesis, her mother, they gave her just an Absorb Staff.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting. The stat line is 36 HP, 27 attack, 34 speed, 21 defense, 26 res. So like offensively, you're still going to easily use Elise over her. But she does come with a new assist, which is Restore Plus, which heals, if I'm not mistaken, things including Panic and other negative status effects, like the ones that prevent counter, like the Candlelight effect or the movement restriction effects. Like basically you heal from any kind of status and also heal HP. So this is really good. A lot of modes.
Absolutely. But I mean, are you going to use that over like Physic Plus as like a healer? Maybe.
It depends what mode it is. I mean, if it's like a GHB where there's a lot of Panic, Ploy, or like with Legion.
Got it. So situational. That's pretty decent. She also has a Drive Defense, so that's a very good C rank slot. So let's talk about Olwen over here. All right, so we got another green mage on a horse. That's going to be pretty exciting. She's got Thunderhead, which is like a built-in Blade Tome. Is that right? Add total bonuses on unit to damage dealt. So that's cool, like Nino on a horse. You got Swift Sparrow, very awesome premium ace slot right over there. And of course, Green Tome experience in case you want to use that for any of your teammates. So what do we think about Olwen? How does she stack up compared to Gunthra, Cecilia, what is that, Lilina on a horse? Like, how does she fare?
I mean, honestly, Green Tome experience, I don't know anyone who still uses those experience skills. It's all about the Valors nowadays, isn't it?
That's right.
For her, I mean, so her tome is literally a personal blade tome called Thunderhead with 14 might and without the cooldown increase side effect. And she has 34 HP, 30 attack, 35 speed, 19 defense, 27 res. So honestly, they have not increased the base stat total of ranged horses, ranged cavalry units. So her stat distribution is not that exciting. 30 attack, 35 speed. Her stat line is actually very comparable to Gunthra. So if you run Gunthra with a Blade Tome and still her Chill Seal, you're going to have arguably an even better effect out of it. And so I don't know, it's hard to get excited about green mages in general right now because some of the most common enemy arena units are Novi, Fjorm, and Perkut's Lance or Rider's Bane Effie. And those things are all problems for Olwen. So yeah, I don't know. She's not going to be placed that high. She's kind of, again, just tagging along with her brother here. Not even a new costume, or I don't know. It feels not too much effort was put into
Right.
this,
like it kind of feels a little rushed there, but Anyway, so make way for the man of the hour. It's Reinhardt, and in true Reinhardt fashion, his Meisterschwert will absolutely destroy you. It's pretty much a brave sword on enemy phase and player phase. So he's gonna get the minus speed, and he's gonna hit twice, boom, boom, just like he does with his Dire Thunder. But even if you attack him, he's going to hit you twice back really quick.
Right. So, yeah, he's very interesting. He introduces the very first real, like in the main series, brave weapon into the game. This is very similar to how he was in the game. Because he also had advantage, and he obviously had a master sword, which he could counter and attack twice immediately. It was very dangerous.
Sure. So,
yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I have to talk about him that long, because, I mean, obviously, it's very powerful. He has 35 at base attack, 40 HP, basically dump stat and speed, 23, but 31 defense and 28 resistance. So he's very bulky, actually. The problem is just that everything would double him. So he has to, on enemy phase, kill the opponent in 2 hits. Otherwise, he's very likely to be killed.
Oh, absolutely. So he's like the player phase unit, man. He's so good, and he can even go on enemy phase a little bit now. So
yeah, you can enemy phase. I mean, he can run this encounter. He's going to instantly double any mage that attacks into him.
Oh yeah, just done.
I think that's a really nice set on him. One of his weaknesses, for example, that I've seen in my calculations is the matchup against things like Altiki. If he fails to kill her in 2 hits, she can even kill him on your enemy phase. So like a steady breath Tiki, you wouldn't be able to kill on either phase, and that can be a problem. But I don't know.
Interesting.
So against greens, he should be pretty fine unless it's really bulky green armors. You would have to run Quicken Pulse Luna and enemy phase them, and yeah, then you can take care of it. But yeah, so if you pull him and he's plus attack, you can be really happy, and he's going to be very strong in it.
That's gonna be
I'm not
crazy.
sure how much of a threat he's going to be on defense, but yeah, we'll see.
I'm just dreading battling him in arena, so we'll have to see. So other than that, what do we have here is there's some more banners that are happening at the time of recording. There's a dragon banner that's pretty cool. We got a dragon banner with Naui. You can go and score a +10 Naui if you want, or an adult Tiki, pretty great, or Grima if you missed out on him. We have the cooldown bonuses with Brave Ike. You've got Nephany and Mia. Right over here, I don't know if you wanted to stock up on Nino or Felicia or any of the other 4 to 5 star heroes. You can absolutely do so over there. And of course, we have Hairs at the Fair. We got some new alt costumes for Sharena and Alphonse, Katria, and Kagero. So I think that's pretty cool. Are any of these characters like really you gotta go get them?
Well,
yeah.
On the spring banner, not really. Nothing here is going to set the arena on fire in particular.
Sure.
I don't know. Do you want to talk about them in detail?
I mean, we don't necessarily have to. I mean, their artwork looks great. It's cool that the Asker trio finally have something that's mergeable. But I guess we're still waiting on Anna. Maybe she's going to pop up somewhere else. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to go take a look at it. There's 9 days left of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be summoning on it or not. I don't necessarily need those units. A Flying Dagger unit is unique, but I mean, it's kind of underwhelming as far as just like overall competitively viable. But of course,
I think this is more of a I really like the characters that I'm going to pull for them.
Yes.
Banner, rather than, well, I really need these competitively, or they have unique skills. Like Kagero has a dagger that's really interesting, but the others are not inheritable. So I forgot though. Alphonse has the first Vodao X basically, and there are some units that run it really well. But other than that, not really.
Yeah, nothing too much. Okay, so we'll move on. We'll move on from that. We're at about a halfway time right now, so we got a couple more things to cover. Of course, in the Fae channel update, there was a quick update about they're changing the daily, not changing, but adding. They're adding some daily Grand Hero battles. So we've got pretty much all the rest of the Grand Hero battles that we've been missing. We found out that Camus's name is not Camus, but it's Camus. There's a lot of fun stuff that happened with that. So yeah, tell me about Grand Hero battles, Roman. What are you excited for them?
I refuse to acknowledge that pronunciation.
Why? What
Camus.
is that? Is that how they pronounced Camus in the Japanese version? Is that how everyone pronounced it over there? And then when it got localized, it just missed it, or what?
Well, I mean, the game is not voiced; it's a DS game, so you can't tell.
All right.
No, but let's talk about the second wave of Grand Hero Battle Elite Quest. I think they are way easier than the first one because the condition this time is blessings. You need to bring a blessed team, but you only need to clear it on Lunatic this time.
Right.
So yeah, we've already had today Berkut. Tell me what the others were already.
Oh, I got them all here. I'm showing them on screen. So we got Valter coming up tomorrow. The next day you got Arvis. Pretty great. In case you missed on those Grand Hero battles, you'll actually get those units. We got Zephiel right over here, so you can use him. We got Camus, your boy Camus. Legion happened a couple days ago. I did all those. We got Clarice. I did all those. And then, of course, Berkut today. So, yeah, the rewards are pretty decent. You're going to get some orbs. You're going to get a blessing. And you'll absolutely get those Grand Hero Battle units in case you missed out on them previously. So that's exciting. I mean, you have an entire year to make your team strong enough in order to battle them. And like Roman said, they're all blessings based. So if you guys have a lot of blessings, you know, take your Earth team, beat them all up, you know, change your seals accordingly, take your Fire team, take your Wind team, take your Water team, and just knock them out every single day. At least once, and then you can have some stuff. So that's pretty exciting. I was happy about that. A lot of people were wondering where Camus went.
The craziest thing about these is that they've also lowered the stamina cost to 0. So
oh yeah,
people are actually now using the Grand Hero battles to grind hero merit.
That's
day.
absolutely right.
run these battles and just grind your hero merit.
That's right. So I would test it out if I were you guys. I remember the Navarre map. You can bring Legendary Ike, your free Legendary Ike, and Legendary Ike will pretty much take care of everyone on the Lunatic map. So you can bring 3 other units and then just do that in like 20 seconds, and you'll be able to get 5 hero merit. So it's a good way of hero merit grinding, and that's amazing. Like, truly, I'm not even using stamina anymore. I don't know about you, Roman. Like, I do my 1 training tower a day, and that uses the 9 stamina, and then it's just like, okay, well, what else am I doing?
It's a little bit questionable for day 1 or very early players. Like, what is the stamina bar even for now? I mean, you're using them on training tower, maybe a chain challenge here or there, or maybe story twice a month, but overall.
Right.
It's kind of
like,
weird.
What are you gonna do? I think like stamina. Mine's like I would usually feel bad if I left my stamina at 99. There would be something in the back of my head that would say, "Oh, dude, you're wasting stamina by not using it right now." But now that's not a thing. I'm okay with it just being at 99 and me not really doing anything because I've completed all the in-game stuff already. So it's all good.
Grand Conquest doesn't use that stamina bar either. So I don't know. It's kind of a strange design, I have to say, giving us absolutely nothing to use it on right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not complaining about it. I'm super fine with that. If you want to jump into any of these special maps, I remember like some of these Grand Hero battles, I would have to use multiple stamina pots in order to get it just right. Now you don't have to do that. So
do you remember the early days when we had 50 stamina? And a training tower was more expensive, and story was like 24 stamina a map on Lunatic, and the Grand Hero battles, you try once, it costs, I don't know, 20, 30. Those were some very different days, I have to say.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy, man. You guys can look at my playlist online, and you can go watch episode 1 of Fire Emblem Heroes, where we played it on launch day. And it was quite a different time back then. No skill inheritance, no 99 stamina. It was dark days.
Very few feathers. It took a while to promote a unit to 5-star.
That's right, and that's the beauty of it too, because you can easily go over to etc. You can go over to customer support. And you can leave feedback in the game, and a lot of people left the feedback. And what the genius thing about it is that Intelligent Systems and Nintendo, they listen to all of us, and they change things. I remember I made a video a long time ago, you know, here's the things that we would like changed in Fire Emblem Heroes. And like, if we look back on it now, all those things are changed. It's amazing. So anyway, that's really good. Let's move on. Let's move on because I do want to take some questions. We got a new Tempest Trials that's happening, new Tempest Trials update. Really nothing happening as of yet. But what they've done now is, correct me if I'm wrong, Roman, but now they're not doing the super long Tempest Trials, but they're doing a 10-day long Tempest Trials Plus. It's like a new branding of it, where the rewards are similar to the mini Tempest Trials. It costs 50k to get all the rewards points. Stamina costs for the Tempest Trials have been decreased. All the bonus units give 40%. And of course, the first 2 battles that you do, you will get all of your stats boosted on your team. That's pretty great. What do you think about that?
So this is pretty, like, I think the biggest deal here to me, next to it being shorter, like kind of like a mix between full and mini Tempest Trials, is that all the bonus units give 40%, because there was a lot of dissatisfaction of, well, you need to pull this new banner to have the 40% bonus. It's going to take you longer to get all the rewards, which, I mean, yeah, that's not too strong of a complaint. I mean, it's kind of fair for the people who do invest a bit more into the game to have an easier time. But still, it's a nice change to have. Kind of surprised at how generous they're being. But
oh yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, it's gonna be a lot more competitive now. So if you are the kind of person that wants that 10,000 feathers and you want to be in the top 1,000 people, it's gonna be a lot more competitive to get that really high. I mean, I'm really just not going to try that anymore. I used to at the previous Tempest Trials, but now it's just like, well, let's get our rewards and do the dailies and get all the quest stuff and then pretty much just call it a day. I'm done with that.
Mini TT was already a lot more difficult to rank in, and now they are also decreasing the stamina. Is it going to be also 0? I don't know. But, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, so I'm just not gonna be competitive in that mode anymore. It's not worth it. I remember like reading online that the last Tempest Trials, I think the person who placed first place had like 3-point-something million points. Like, really? Like, what is going on? Well, how competitive is it? If he did 3-point-something million points, when the benchmark is of getting all the rewards is at 100,000, are you crazy? Like, I'm done.
Oh man, that's gotta be some auto battle stuff. That's way beyond me.
Yeah, I think that they figured out like how to write a script for their cell phone that like just automatically does the button presses.
Yeah, that's a lot of people are doing that now with the.
I gotta figure that out, man. That's actually kind of cool. If that's the case, I'll just leave my phone plugged in, run the script, and it'll just auto battle and then press the next things. Dude, any of you guys know how to do that? Let me know.
And we've already seen Finn in the story. We gotta talk about the story chapter 2 a little bit later. But
well, no spoilers. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, really? You haven't seen the twist?
No, I haven't. I was gonna think of doing that today or tomorrow. Maybe today.
Man. You got some big spoilers to avoid, I gotta say.
I know, dude. I went on the Reddit site and everyone's talking about Gunthra, but I'm not gonna say anything. So we're not gonna spoil anything. Apparently, there's some real good story that happened right now.
I don't know if it's good. I have problems with it, but it's a twist. Anyway, but yeah, we're gonna get Finn, and I'm a little again. I know I'm talking a lot about disappointment today, but as a big fan of that game, it's like the equivalent of when Seth came out on the Sacred Stones banner and was really underwhelming. And Finn is a really important character and really well-written character, like essential to the story of both games. And making him a Tempest Trial Award that can't be merged and is kind of not that exciting stat-wise and doesn't have a personal brave weapon like he had in this game, when they literally at the same time give Reinhardt a personal brave weapon, is, I have to say, disappointing. But yeah, that's for fans.
Yeah, that's got to be pretty bad if you're a fan of that game and then you see that he gets shafted, and he's going to be a Tempest Trial reward like you mentioned. So that'll be cool. We all get a free Finn. But like I can see the 776 fans that are like, dude, I wanted to summon for Finn. I want a +10 Finn, but now he's just locked to the Tempest Trial reward, and those people can't have him.
there's a trend with Cavaliers going on that they have kind of made underwhelming. There is Titania, there is Matilda especially, who is just way better in her game than here.
Yeah.
And then Seth, and now also Finn. So I don't know. Like Oscar kind of escaped this. He's way better than a lot of the others. But
Sure.
yeah, overall, there's a trend that I'm not too keen on with this.
Got you. All right, so no story spoilers, but there is some brand new story. You guys can feel free to go check it out. Don't put any spoilery comments in the chat. Don't be that person. But anyway, let's talk about next thing, which is going to be weapon refinement. So a lot of characters got some weapon refinement here. Let's take a look. Let's start with, who do you want to start with? You want to do Regal Blade? Let's talk about Lloyd, your boy Lloyd.
Yeah. Okay, so Lloyd, let me pull up his stats and refine. So
I don't even have Lloyd.
Okay, let's see. So Regal Blade, it has the least exciting refine for me. It gives him 3 HP, and at start of combat, if the enemy's HP is at 100%, he gets +3 attack and speed. And the refine is that if he has an infantry magic ally with spaces of him, he gets a Spectrum +3 combat buff.
Pretty decent. So very situational though, right?
Right. So this basically references his relationship with Nino, obviously. And yeah, like he gets pretty good if you have a mage next to him, infantry mage.
Sure.
But I don't know. I feel that effect is too situational, and the little increase of the attack speed buff against full health enemies is just too little from before. And I would still run a Slaying Edge over this. Like if you run this encounter Slaying Edge Wrath, it's going to easily outperform whatever Regal Blade does. Unless you have
that classic combo that everyone can afford, right?
The classic, exactly.
The classic combo, Distant Counter Wrath. Yeah, sure. Nephany and a Hector. Yup. Everyone's got those laying around. No, it's a different refinement. It's okay. He's getting a little bit of love here in case you guys use him. I don't know anyone who really does. But hey, if he's your favorite character, hats off to you. Congratulations. All right, so next up, we got canon pronunciation of her name, which is Fear, right? Fear? It's not Fur or Fire?
Fear. I don't know. You have this running gag on your channel. I guess it's Fear.
It is Fear. I thought it was going to be Fur, Fire, Fear, but it is Fear. According to the Owl Faye on the Faye channel, so that's exactly what you said. So yeah, let's talk about Fear. So Fear has a new one called the Nameless Blade, along with Carol. Fear and Carol also have the Nameless Blade. It's a 16 might Slaying Edge, and it has the Woe Dao effect. I'm not going to be able to show that to you because I don't have a 5-star Fear, but those of you guys that invested in her, she's very swift, she's very fast. So yeah, go for it. Nameless Blade, accelerating your special trigger, and giving you the extra 10 damage upon your special proc. So kind of cool. What do you think? Is Fear going to have a rise in the tier list?
Absolutely. The people who've read my comments on this know that I'm utterly ecstatic about Fear. She's rising 5 tiers if it stays the way it is now. Because this effect, it's basically Haute Claire, which is what Minerva has. It's absolutely ridiculous. And even on a low attack unit like her, I mean, imagine. So she has 25 attack. With a boon, she has a super boon, so it's 29 attack. Then you take a 16 might weapon. So you're already at like, what, 45. And then you stack double Wrath on this. Because you can instantly activate Moonbow. So you're reducing the enemy defense by 30% and you're adding 20 flat damage to it. And yeah, so in my calculation, she's doing about like about 46, 47 damage in one hit to Zelgius.
That's insane.
It's utterly ridiculous. Like, I love it. And she has the high resistance. You can run Lois, you can support the team. I'm really, really excited. I'm just a person that really loves scrappers, underrated characters. Like even as a tier list person, I want those at the lower tiers to succeed. And this is one such rare success story. Like not quite like Alm, but still like very, very nice. I love it.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you described it like that. So, Carol or Fear, who's going to be the better user of the Nameless Blade?
So Corral has better calculation results than her because he does have higher attack. He has ridiculous bulk. He's going to have 50 HP with this at neutral, and he just hits harder. And he can run Panic Ploy. I think like I value her ploys a little bit more than his. She's a little bit better against mages and dragons because she takes a very like a lot less damage from them. But he just has that gigantic HP pool to draw from. So yeah, they're both really good. I would place them about the same. Like it's kind of like a one qualitative argument which ploys you value more.
Yeah.
But he does perform a little bit better against those non-magic opponents like armors, but she can beat them. So yeah, I love it. Like I'm just a little bit more excited about Fear personally because she's a 3-star unit and often underrated, and people just threw her away. I know you don't like pulling her at all until now, but
yeah, exactly. And that's kind of cool. But I mean, I wish there was some sort of thing in that would say, hey, if you want to take all the data of all the people that you sent home and like pay feathers to call them back.
Oh man.
That would be awesome. But anyway, no, I mean, Fear was just, she was a throwaway unit for me. I mean, she had decent fodder, which is what, Iceberg? Or Glacie. She had Glacie's fodder, which is cool. But I mean, other than that, I always threw away. But now she actually has something good for her. So I'm pumped up for that. All right, let's move on. What's that?
I have to point this out though. Like since the last update, she did have. I mean, you could refine killing edge to slaying edge. So I mean, that's fodder value.
Oh sure, absolutely. All right, so let's take a look. We got Lilina, right? So I unfortunately don't have a plus attack Lilina, or else I would totally 5-star it right now. But Lilina actually gets 4 Blaze. I don't have a 5-star one, but 4 Blaze, which is pretty cool. So she's got like a chill res, built-in chill res, but her refinement on it gives her Death Blow 3. So she's just gonna like nuke people. It's insane. You could put Death Blow 3 on her A slot. She'll have Death Blow 6. And on top of that, if you aim for the person that has that -7 res, that's an insane amount of damage. So tell me about how you feel about her now.
I love this refine. I was at first disappointed when I chill res, but now that you can refine it into Death Blow 3, it's pretty crazy. I really love it. It's such an elegant, simple refine that just I didn't expect it. Just straight up Death Blow 3, her best A slots. She now has it in double. And she's going to hit for similar damage like Blade Tome users, except that she can also run Heavy Blade Glimmer and activate it every second hit. And yeah, and needs basically very little if no support. By the way, I forgot to mention this for Olwen as well. She can run Heavy Blade Glimmer, but I don't know, I'm not that excited.
Yeah, that could work out.
I'm much more excited about Lilina now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy for this. This is really cool. Like, I was about to spend 20k feathers. If I had a plus attack natured one, I would have totally done it, and that would have been really fun. But alas, I do not. So take a look in your barracks, folks. If you have a plus attack natured
I have a plus attack minus defense that's just been sitting around for a while. I could think about.
Yeah, there you go, man. I'm sure you're sitting on feathers like I am, so go for it.
Oh man.
Anyway, yeah, we moving on?
Who's left?
Okay, we got Roy's our boy. All right, so this one's actually really fun. So I was happy about this because Roy, finally, he's been like the joke of all Fire Emblem heroes that, you know, a sack of gifts is better than the binding blade. He's getting passed over every single refinement update. But now he's got something really awesome. So the binding blade, it doesn't have the built-in distant counter, but that's okay because it's now effective against dragons, which is super good. There's a lot of dragons in the metagame right now. And of course, it's got built-in quick riposte, and I coined the term like quick riposte like 5 because it's like at 50%. So quick riposte 3 is at 70%. So dude, it's awesome. So he's definitely a great enemy phase. If you built him with your distant counter, which I'm sure he would love and appreciate, he would be unstoppable, man. So tell me about this. Is this like really awesome, or what?
I'm not sure if I would call him unstoppable straight up. His
Okay, sure.
So let's go over it. So it gives him 3 HP, and he already has a lot of HP. Effective against dragons, and it gives him +4 defense and resistance if he's attacked. And the refine is, like you just said, quick riposte at above 50%. So basically, he has 3 effects in his sword, and yeah, it's good. But you have to consider the most amazing weapon is still held back by the stat line. And Roy has really middling attack, speed, and defense.
Right.
So for distant counter, it's not going to help that much. It's really solid. Like, he's going to kill even blue dragons because he does have that 28 resistance. But if you think about, so how is he going to deal with green armors with bold fighter? He can't really play up base them that well with his 31 speed.
Right.
I would have to calc these things, but I think he's going to have some issues because he's not that strong.
Sure. I'm sure that, like, if you have like a +10 version of him floating around, he's relatively easy to +10 because you can find many different Roys.
Yeah,
he'd be pretty decent.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, personally, I'm a lot more excited about Fear because she just performs so well now, and she can dual phase. While Roy is a little bit more limited. The most exciting thing about Roy is that he kills dragons of all colors, even Noe, Corrin. Against female Corrin, he's going to struggle a little bit because she's running Wind Sweep, and it's going to hit him, and he has to play phase her.
Yeah.
And she also will have steady breath and stuff. So I don't know. So, but the Noe matchup should be a little bit easier for him. And yeah, like dragons of all colors, but as a distant counter unit, it's not going to be that impressive. There's just a lot more. The thing is that the swords, there's so many swords in this game, and the category is so competitive, that it's still really rough for him. And yeah, he is going to go up in tiers, and we're going to be talking about him during the tier list jam, and it's going to be very interesting and look at relations with him. And yeah, like we'll see. But yeah, so it's a very good refine. This stat line is still rough.
A little bit. And then the last 2 notes of refinement is going to be, in case you have an Ephraim, you can get the Flame Siegmund. If you have a regular Hector, you can do Berserk Armads as well in case you want to mix that up. So yeah, you guys are more than welcome to give those a shot. That's pretty fun in case you wanted it. I already refined my Ephraim with the regular refinement, but you can do Flame Siegmund and go from there. That's kind of fun. They're a little bit more versatile now.
If you look on Ephraim, I think this is the widespread opinion that on Ephraim his original Siegmund is a little bit better because it still retains the hone, and also the Flame Siegmund is better if you mount it because you just have that range and have to get away from the rest of your teammates for this to work.
Yeah.
And he's going to be closer to your allies also because he's buffing, and like this pursuit effect is just so strong and always works in player phase. So like I think most people are gonna keep his original. But for Hector, this is really great. He has 2 amazing options now: either the Omnibreaker Armats or the Berserk Armats. Actually, I forgot to give that to him. But yeah, it's really crazy with Bold Fighter what you can do with Berserk Armat. But yeah, I think
Bold Fighter, man. Too OP. We need some more Bold Fighter fodder. I should have spent some orbs for it because Bold Fighter is just so good. So
craziest skill they've introduced into the game.
Oh yeah, no doubt. All right, so speaking of orbs for it, let's take a look at the shop. Let's take a look at the shop. So at the Fae channel update, they said that they're going to be doing monthly orb specials. So that's great. So not only can you buy the Black Knight starter pack, 1 per person, but now you can head over here for a limited time. I got to make sure I purchase this a little bit later. But you get a little bit more of a value on the $10 pack, but they're also throwing in 6,000 feathers for you. So that's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do every single month. Those of you guys that are free to play, by the way, and take yourselves like very prideful of it, you're gonna miss out on this stuff. But I think that it's an awesome way of incentivizing spending a little bit of money on the game to help support it. I know that the game's making millions upon millions of dollars every month, but at the same time, it's a lot better than just spending you know, all of this money without anything else. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? You would spend the $40 pack and you wouldn't get anything. There's no thank you. It's just like, oh yeah, here are your orbs, take them and go. There's no like cherry on top, and I'm really appreciative of this. So what do you think? What do you think about these orb promos?
So I'm free to play for a long time now, and I haven't looked closely at this, but I've seen some people a little bit disappointed that I think it depends on region, but for some it really is not that much cheaper than it was originally. Yeah, you get the additional feathers, but people who pay money on this game are not usually short on feathers. It depends on how much you're spending, but I don't know. It's not. I haven't seen that much straight up excitement about this.
I think it's. I don't want to say it, but it's like it's better than nothing. You know what I mean? That's like a bad point to put across. But yeah. I think that it's like a nice. Okay, how about this? It's a nice gesture. It's a nice gesture to the player base in case you're looking for it. That's 6,000 feathers. Go for it. That's a premium currency other than the orbs. And you're going to go for it. So that's a little something. Feel free to purchase it if you guys want. Let me know in the chat if you guys have purchased it, and let me know why you went on board and bought it. So anyway, let's continue on. We can also talk about the 2.4 update. I mean, a lot of the stuff is part of the update, but there's a couple little things. Namely, as we were scrolling through, I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but let's see. If I go to skill inherit, we can go to skill search. If we go to filter, we can see right over here that if you select a filter, this right over here shows that there are going to be colored bows, which is pretty much future-proofing the game. So I'm really excited about that. Colored bows are going to be a thing. I don't know if it's going to be maybe a colored unit versus a colored bow that's transferable to different colorless units. Like, what do you think is going to happen with that, Roman?
I have straight up no idea what they're planning with colored bows. Is it going to be... I can't even begin to guess. Are they going to recategorize existing archers, or is this going to be just some different kind of magic bows? Honestly, I don't know. Are they going to throw swords? Are these going to be like javelins? I have honestly no idea.
A javelin, like you throw axes and daggers off of here, or maybe it could be elemental, like a wind bow, like the Fujinumi. Or what if it's like a fire bow or like an ice bow? I don't know. Maybe some original characters. I don't know all the characters in the Fire Emblem Heroes franchise, but I'm pretty sure someone out there can say, oh yeah, this character used that kind of bow in a game, and maybe that's what they mean for it.
The thing is, we've guessed so much about like what the colorless dragon is going to be, but in the end, the unit that was the colorless dragon had really nothing to do. Didn't like Grima didn't need to be colorless. There's nothing about her design that's really, well, this has to be a colorless dragon. So I have no idea where they're going with it.
And then at the same time, like, okay, so if for example the units are going to be, let's say there's a theory. Let's say the archers are going to stay neutral. Right, they're going to stay neutral, but then these elemental bows are going to come out, and they're all going to be inheritable. So there's going to be a banner with it's going to be archers on it, and this archer A is going to have red bow, archer B is going to have blue, archer C is going to have green, and those are all going to be like bow pluses, so that you can pass it on to someone, and your Setsuna can now be a blue Setsuna, or your Bride Cordelia can be like a red unit now. So, I don't know, I think it's going to change up the metagame a little bit. It's going to mix it up, and I'm just excited to see how it's going to work. And that's just a theory, I don't even know.
But if you think about it, if you're using like a Brave Bow Archer, Brave Bow Archers or Fire Sweep Archers, they already hit so hard that being colorless is actually an advantage. There's no weapon triangle advantage that anyone can have against them, except for Raven Tome users, but that's such a minor, like you don't run into those often, and if you do, you usually have a different answer. So actually I'm not sure there's much point to recoloring your archers, unless it's the lower tier ones that can't hit that point. But
I think it'll benefit like the low tier archers, but like you said, like Brave Lynn, does she necessarily need you know, a colored bow? Probably not.
Cordelia, like no, not really.
Anyway, I think that's pretty cool. So something to think about. Other than that, what else do we have? So the bows are coming soon. There's a little, I don't know if you guys saw it on the screen over here. There's a little banner on the bottom that pops up from time to time that shows, there we go, see summon for free. You can click on that, like a little notifications thing in case you're not in tune with touching the little exclamation mark note over there. Other than that, we got, like you mentioned earlier, we got the hero merit cap. So if you take a look at any one of your units that were probably capped out at hero merit, I'll show you guys here. You can see that now it goes up to 5,000, which is great. So that equates to even more feathers for you guys. Have some fun with it. Go ahead and feather grind your max units and go from there. And one of the other important things is that your friends list is now capped at 100, which is very cool. So, you know, it was at 50 before, and now you can have 100 friends. You can send friend requests out there. You can also see how many people you've helped with your specific unit. I've helped apparently 140 friends,
Wow.
or at least 140 times. So that's actually really fun. I think that's great. It's a great improvement. We've been asking about it, but the thing that still is the same is the amount of feathers that you get every day from friends. So maybe I should, did that change? I didn't get 100 friends. Is there like another tier of getting more feathers every day?
Not paid attention if I've gotten more. I'm also something, so I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
you guys are gonna have to let us know if you have like 100 friends on your friends list. Is there an improved amount of feathers that you get every day? I don't know. So I think that's it.
There's still the schedule. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. The event calendar. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look. So one of the latest things that's happening is the event calendar. We'll throw that on screen over here. So we'll just go from the top and we'll talk about our theories, what we're most excited for. Let us know what you're excited for in the chat. We're right about that hour mark in, so I wanted to say thanks to every one of you guys that tuned in. We're gonna have a little bit later an episode because I do want to take some of the comments and questions from the comments section and of course from Twitter and of course the Discord. So we'll talk about that once we're done looking at the event schedule. But things are looking good. I mean, Golden Week is going to be coming very, very soon. They're going to be celebrating that. It's, what is that, like an event in Japan where a lot of gacha games and it's just like an awesome celebration week. So
like,
we might get a
like
Hero Fest. I don't know.
It's like Black Friday, but like a whole week where a lot of businesses and stores and also gacha games have a lot of offers. And this is where we got last year got the first Hero Fest. So you can expect something really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what else do we have on here that's really notable? We got some Grand Conquests, which only runs for about 5-6 days. You can see that over there, so that answers our question on that. Bound Hero Battle Revival of Takumi and Hinoka. All right, that's going to be interesting. Tempest Trials Thunder's Fist for that good 10-day period there. Right over on top is the legendary, oh, sorry, my bad. The legendary hero summoning event. And then directly after that, there's going to be even more new heroes. And during the legendary hero summoning event, there's going to be even more heroes. So 4/24, April is going to be pretty packed with a lot of new stuff. And it's, of course, the beginning of May too. So we've got 2 new hero summoning events. You got a legendary hero summoning. You also have Tempest Trial Summoning Focus. You've got countering weapon skills. Maybe there's going to be Hector and Takumi on there. Winter Thracia, maybe. I don't know. Summoning Focus heroes with combat boosts. Tempest Trial login bonuses. There's more login bonuses. And then, of course, you see over there Special Orb promo for May. And then, of course, some various quests all throughout. So what are you most excited about the event calendar?
Well, I find it very, very nice that we are getting 2 new hero banners back to back rather than special heroes, which are seasonal.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten enough of those recently, I feel.
Sure.
And yeah, that's really nice. Other than that, it seems to be a regular month with the only really big new thing being Grand Conquest. And other than that, it's the same things.
Yeah. A little bit of the same thing, but I'm excited. I don't know who the legendary hero is going to be. I hope it's going to be something epic. You know, I always pull for that legendary hero. You gotta get him, right?
Hopefully it's going to be a character related to Thracia, because they usually are related to the previous big unit banner. And
Okay, so since
I'm
that's
really
one of your favorite games, who do you think it's going to be? Who's another main character that's not going to be there? Or that is going to be on that banner as a legendary, if it's going the 776 route.
Okay, so it could be, like, I don't know, the character's not very popular or prominent. Like, if I think of villains, they might pick Ishtar, even though she's more prominent in the game before that, and she only makes a very short appearance in Thracia. But she's very popular and placed very highly in the Choose Your Legends poll, so it would make some sense.
Got it.
Or, I don't know, Zed, who is a very strong wind mage, because we know that the hero is going to be green, actually, if I remember correctly. So that would make the most sense, because he's in that game and playable, and also green, the wind mage, there's no doubt about it. And relatively popular among fans of the game, so he would be a pretty solid choice.
Okay,
he has a crazy tone, too.
I'm excited either way, regardless of if it's from a 776 or not. I just like having those legendary heroes. They're pretty fun. So let us know your predictions in the comments, and of course on Twitter who you guys think they are. But yeah, that's going to be it for our news coverage off of the last update. I hope you guys learned something new. There's going to be a lot of cool things to look forward to in the game, and if you guys haven't downloaded the game to play along with, jump onto the Google Play shop and of course download it. It's free to play. You can get started off. We got plenty of guides and resources that you guys can take a look at, so it's good. So let's go to a couple comments. If you guys have a question, feel free to type out your question in the comment section below, and we will address those. And of course, you guys can use our hashtag FEH podcast to do that. So I'm excited. We got a couple tweets over here. You guys can at Roman on the Discord, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Any kind of questions, comments, what you guys think about the entire update, what you're most excited for. Let's interact with you guys in our last couple minutes of this live stream. So I'm going to go right over here for the very first one. This is Ashley. Ashley says, I think it's been one of the best updates we have for this game. I even bought the promo orbs deal. Though I'm still confused with the new mode, it's still something to try, so not bad. There we go. Cool. I have someone that purchased the orb thing, so good job with that. All right, here's one from Matthias. He says, what are your thoughts on the upcoming seasonal banners? Will we see more characters not from Awakening or Fates? Will Marth get a seasonal? Personally, I would like to see a Tsubaki alt. And do you think they will repeat the same seasonal themes? I think so. What do you think, Roman? I think we're gonna get the bridal thing. Isn't that what we're doing? Like, didn't we do that last year? The bridal is the next seasonal. You there? Hey, I'll keep on going. That's what I thought. I thought that there was gonna be a some sort of like bridal thing. So that's maybe what I'm gonna say. What else? Would like to see more than that. Okay, what else? This is from Butterfly Girl. Let's see, full of wishful thinking, but I would love it if they change the skill availability. Like if they change Barter's Fury 3 for at 4-star, or BA to 5-star. The same for regular Reinhardt and Frederick. Yeah, I think that's a little bit of wishful thinking as far as like those getting changed, but that would be cool. A lot of people would like that. All right, let's see. We got Michael over here. What are some of your ideas for the new modes in the game? Grand Conquest seems more like Rival Domains Plus than anything else to me. Do you think we'll be getting anything special from Golden Week, or just a Hero Fest and some special maps? That's a good question. So, I agree with you on Rival Domains Plus. I mean, we were showing you exactly what that mode was on screen, and it seems exactly like that. I don't have any kind of... I don't really want to play it manually, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys will be trying to play this manually, but I don't know, I just don't feel like it. You know what I mean? It's like auto battle. Okay, cool. Grab all your units and go. Hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries.
My laptop froze. I don't know what happened.
Oh, no worries. We're just talking about how this is actually this new mode of Grand Hero Conquest, or whatever it is, Grand Conquest. It's just like Rival Domains Plus, and that's kind of how I feel. I wish there was like an incentive other than your tier list for like doing these battles. If there was like, hey, beat this without auto battle, there'd be a tier of that. That would be kind of cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's, I mean, other games, other gacha games tier units based on how they play in many modes, in many endgame modes, how fast you clear content with them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we're going to incorporate this into a tier listing. We're going to have to talk about that, but I don't know. At this time, I can't say. I'm reading. I missed a question from Joe, or was that from him?
Oh, no worries. What's Joe say?
I don't know. He's writing. I missed this question.
Oh, okay. No worries. Let's see. Ashley also says, I think my favorite update was that they add the 0 stamina cost on Grand Hero battles, Bound Hero battles, etc. You don't know how many stamina you wasted to get those units in the past. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's see. What else? Any other kinds of questions in the comments? I'm scrolling through. Let me see. I don't really see too many of them.
I'm not being pinged in the Discord right now either.
Oh, it's okay. Just repeat your comments in the chat if you're there. I'm looking at it now. Who's my favorite Fire Emblem hero? I think my favorite Fire Emblem hero has got to be Noe. Noe, don't call me Nowie, apparently. So yeah, Noe's definitely my favorite.
From this game?
Yeah, from this game. What about you?
Well, if you're talking about usage in Arena, I have to agree with you. I've been using Novi the most as well, and she's my highest merge. She's very versatile. Her enemy phase is ridiculously good. -+ attack, so she has 57 attack on initiation. Really nice unit. One of the units that benefited the most from the refines. Really great.
Yeah.
So someone is asking me something if
Okay, so what are your thoughts on the upcoming seasonal banners? What's going to happen?
There are upcoming seasonal banners?
If there is one, what do you think is going to happen with it?
If they're repeating the same themes as last year, there's going to be a bride banner. And there's still a lot of female characters left that you can put in a bridal gown, like Lucina, Camilla, and many others. So they could, if they want some more cash flow, they can do that. I don't know if they can make up new holidays.
Bride Anna has to be a thing now, right? She got passed over on the Easter one.
Yeah. Because she made a comment about that last year, and we've had the same with Alphonse and Sharena, so it's very likely that Anna is gonna get, if there's a banner like that Anna is gonna be on it. So I've been pinged with a question in the Discord.
Sure.
Is my audio working?
Yeah, you're good. We're waiting on that question. I'll read another one while you're getting there.
I didn't hear your answer. Level 50 Lissa Gold Grow is asking, with the new Tempest Trap Plus, do you think that they might throw some more reruns? For those who want to +10 stuff like Marisa, hopefully not another Masked Marth, also Rip Nana from the last time we spoke. Hopefully, because there have not been many chances to get the old ones like Tobin and Clive. I don't think they've been available since last June or July. So the people who want to merge them up more than +1, I think it's taken a little bit too long for them to come back at this point. Because, I mean, they're not that spectacular units like Tobin and Clive. I mean, at least throw those people a bone.
And then, like, what about Mass Marth? I want a +10 Mass Marth. When's that going to happen?
Well, it seems like you're gonna get your wish pretty soon.
I'm just kidding about that. All right, so what else we got? Oh, if there were gonna be some, someone asked on in the chat over here. This is the True Azure. Says if they add another dragon unit to the game, who would you want, Roman?
Another dragon unit. I think we've answered this before. There are a lot of Lagoos missing from I mean, all of them are missing from Talius.
Sure.
Ina, Nasir, Kurtnaga, the Ginxiao, however you pronounce his name. What am I? I got the white and the red. Yeah, there are a lot of them. They're very nice, well-written characters. I don't know. There are some from Shadow Dragon that I'm missing. And Bantu would be nice to have as a lower rarity dragon. Nagi would be interesting, which is very similar to Tiki, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're still. I mean, mostly Talius for me, because Thracia doesn't have dragons.
No, apparently not. I would still say Kana, man. I wanted Kana as colorless dragon, but it didn't happen. But
Absolutely.
I mean, you got male Morgan and female Morgan. You have to bust out Kana eventually. It's going to happen. So
I got another question here.
Yeah.
From Toshima Lin Enthusiast. What are the odds of the arena scoring changing to eliminate base stat toll and go purely off of SP and merges? Well, I mean, if you're asking me what the odds are, I have no idea. I have no idea what they're doing with arena scoring right now, because that update did not go over well, and they don't seem to have any plans of changing that. Because we would have probably seen that in this update. Eliminating base stat toll seems interesting, would make people use daggers and mages more in the higher scoring brackets. I would rather suggest going the other way and making it less dependent on SP cost of skills, because it is kind of weird that you have to Ether, Gale Force, dual rally, and you can't use really the best builds of things you have. You have to sacrifice, like even to a ridiculous extent, like there used to be times when people put distant counter on Ryoma.
Right.
It's just giant waste. And that's one of those examples where, like, okay, SP cost really, like, why does that happen? There have to be, I don't know, I feel like there has to be some kind of rework of how matchmaking works in general. Arena is really...
Sure, like, I've seen people, exactly like you said, they put distant counter on Fjorm, and then, like, people make fun of them, and they think they don't know what they're doing, but in reality, that's the way of boosting their score. So that's...
Abdallah, how else are you gonna run Fjorm with slaying lands?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Dude. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's good. We answered a bunch of your questions. Feel free, if you guys have any more of them, leave them in the comments. You can tweet at us. You can jump onto the Discord server. You can go check out the wiki pages for all the latest builds, build recommendations. That Roman's hard at work on writing some new ones.
They are woefully outdated, I gotta say. I haven't had time to work on build pages in quite a while.
That's okay. There's a lot of fan submissions through there. That's kind of that you can take a look at. So lots of good stuff. Roman, tell us again when your next tier list jam is, and if you guys haven't checked it out, I was a part of one of them, and it's really cool. Like, even if you don't know much about the game and you're brand new, like, the people that are on this panel that are talking about these units, they know their stuff. And it's cool, you learn a lot of stuff. So when's that happening again, and where can they find the Discord link for it?
Okay, so some people asked what Discord server we're talking about. It's linked on the subreddit, and I think Abdallah usually links at least the subreddit, or I don't know if he links the Discord, but some links are in his descriptions. And, well, it's on the subreddit. It's just called I think there's only one Discord link there. And that's how you get there. Let me really quickly look up what time we have.
Sure.
So it's the jam is on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, and 7 p.m. For UTC. So, like, if you're in Central Europe like me, it's at 8 in the evening, and if you're in the United Kingdom, it's at 7. Man, these time zones are really... Anyway, so yeah, we're going to have a jam, and it's in one of the channels in the big Discord server. And the point of it all is that you have this tier list, and we don't want to be the guys who, like, okay, when new units come out, we're just going to discuss among us, and a couple days later we just give you the list and you don't get to have any input. So, like, rather than doing that, we're doing these jams, and everyone can come, and, like, we're going to be in a voice chat, and people can write in the chat, and we will actively answer things and doing calculations, and it's like a big thing where you can throw your ideas at us, and your opinions are going to be heard, and yeah, like, it's always a fun experience. People get to know us, they get to know our process, how we do the calculations, what parameters we have, and what we use, and things like that. We've recently changed the way we calc things, and we've changed the range we're looking at. I now have been acquainted with a Japanese player who has a website where he collects data of what units are being used in arena every week in multiple score ranges. He's going through 1,000 different units every week. It's crazy. And he's helping us a lot with this. And language barrier is a little bit difficult to overcome here, but we're trying. So anyway, but yeah, we're going to be using that. We're changing up material a little bit. You can see the entire process. And yeah, so thanks for letting me plug the event. And I wonder if you can come as well this time.
And when it comes down to it, like looking at a tier list, if you're a new player, you get a good idea of who's a good unit and who's not. And it's a great tool.
Tier lists are like not the best tool. Like you just, as a new player, you just see a ranking, but like you need a little bit more context. Okay, so what were the parameters used here? Like why is that unit above the other one? And what modes is that even for? Like it's not completely obvious. It's just for arena, even though it's now called arena tier list. But
right.
So like what teams do I need to run for this to fulfill its potential? What conditions need to be met and things like that? What builds? This is a really important detail.
Sure.
What build do I even need to use for this unit to be that tier? That is a really common question. And if you just look at the list like that, it's not really answering these questions. So that's why we're trying to have more transparency and more of the process with them.
Excellent. Alrighty. Well, that's going to be it for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming. Roman, say goodbye before I cut to the end card.
Thanks for listening, guys, and see you next time. Hope for a lot of big new updates coming again, new units to talk about, new tierings, and yeah, see you next time.
Thanks, Roman. Everyone, say goodbye to Roman. Say goodbye to me. Yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We had a great time. We learned a lot about the recent updates for Fire Emblem Heroes. I hope you guys download the game and play along with. It's super fun. Yeah, look forward to us when we have some other breaking news that we need to come on board with, and we'll jump on to another podcast and talk about it. But of course, if you guys want to watch me play through the brand new story mode, no spoilers, of course, you guys can feel free to tune in. Make sure that you guys are subscribed and turn on your notifications for that. Very simple. We are also going to be summoning on the brand new banner. As you guys can see, we've got about 400 orbs that we can spend trying to chase after Leif and Reinhardt. So I want you guys to join me. It'll be super fun. Stay updated on my Twitter. I'll tweet out when that's going to be, and we'll go from there. But anyway, watch our playlist. Newest video on the channel there, recommendations. Yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in to every single one of these podcasts. I hope you guys learned something. Let us know in the comments what you guys thought about it. And of course, tweet at us with that hashtag. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.